The executive branch is like the Avenger heroes because they enforce the law. The people involved in the executive branch include the president, the vice president, the cabinet, and the executive agencies. The jobs of the president are to be commander-in-chief of the military. The president is in charge of the U.S. Armed Forces, the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. The president decides where troops shall be stationed, where ships shall be sent, and how weapons shall be used. All military generals and admirals take their orders from the president, like when to expect a navy yard, deciding in wartime whether to bomb foreign cities and calling out troops to stop a riot. This is like Director Fury of the Avengers because he is the leader of the task force. Another job of the president is to be chief of state. This role requires a president to be an inspiring example for the American people. In some nations, the chief of state is a king or a queen who wears a crown on special occasions, celebrates national holidays, and stands for the highest values and the ideas of the country. As the American chief of the state, the president is a living symbol of the nation. This is like Captain America of the Avengers because he attends many ceremonial activities. The president also has to be the chief executive. In other words, the president is the boss for millions of government workers in the executive branch, deciding how the laws of the United States are to be enforced, choosing officials and advisors to help run the executive branch, holding cabinet meetings to discuss government businesses, and reviewing reports about problems. This is like Fury because he makes decisions. Another job includes the chief diplomat. The president decides what American diplomats and ambassadors shall say to foreign governments. With the help of the advisors, the president makes the foreign policy of the United States. Traveling to London to meet with British leaders, entertaining Japanese diplomats in the White House, or writing a message or letter to leaders of the Soviet Union. This is like Thor of the Avengers because Thor can communicate with foreign lands. The president is also the chief legislator. Only Congress has the actual power to make laws, but the Constitution gives the president power to influence Congress in its lawmaking. Presidents may argue Congress to pass new laws or veto bills that they do not favor. This is like Hulk because he makes things happen. The president is also the head of the party. In this role, the president helps members of his political party get elected or appointed to office. The president campaigns for those members who have supported his policies by choosing leading party members to serve in the cabinet or traveling to California to speak at a rally for a party nominee to the U.S. Senate. This is like Fury because he is the head of the operations. The president is also the economic leader. In this role, the president is concerned with such things as unemployment, high prices, taxes, business profits, and the general prosperity of the country. The president does not control the economy, but is expected to help it run smoothly by meeting with economic advisors to discuss ways to reduce unemployment or meeting with businesses and labor leaders to discuss their needs and problems. This is like the council because they make decisions. In order to be president, you have to be 35 years or older, be born in the United States, and live in the U.S. for 14 consecutive years. You can serve 2 to 4 years, two 4-year terms to be president. The executive branch also includes the executive agencies like the CIA, the FBI, and the EPA. These are like the Avengers because they were in a task force named SHIELD. The vice president leads the Senate and is the successor of the president, and the cabinet is simply the president's advisor. There are 15 departments of the cabinet. A few include agriculture, justice, and transportation.
The legislative branch best relates to Stark and Banner. The legislative branch is known for making laws and bills. This is their primary function. The legislative branch is composed of two important houses, the House of Representatives and Senate. The Senate often receives calls from constituents who want them to vote in favor of the law. There are also important roles within the branch: majority leader, minority leader. Majority leader is the head of the majority party in a legislative body. Want a great example for this? The U.S. Senate or House of Representatives. Now, minority leader is the party member who directs the activities of the minority party on the floor of a legislative body. There are 100 Senates and 435 House of Representatives. A census is taken every 10 years of the United States population. Population determines how many House of Representatives per state. Some government officials try to gerrymander in order to win the election. Senate members serve 6 years per term, and the House of Representatives serve 2 years per term. There technically is no limit on how many terms they can serve. There are also requirements. First is the Senate. You have to be at least 30 years old, been a citizen for 9 years. To be in the House of Representatives, you have to be at least 25 years old, been a citizen for 7 years, and be a resident within the state you wish to represent. A great position within the House of Representatives is the Speaker of the House. The Speaker of the House is the presiding officer in the House of Representatives and is elected by the majority party. Speaker of the House directs all bills to the respective committee. Finally, Speaker of the House decides what bills will be heard, thrown away, and also what policies we wish to impact and how. The President pro tempore is a high-ranking senator of the majority party who reigns over other U.S. Senate members when the Vice President is absent. They assign all legislation being sent to the President. Whips are second in command in each delegate branch. Their duty is to make sure everyone is doing their job. And as a bonus, all Congress members can send mail postage for free due to the franking privileges.
The judicial branch is like the council in the Avengers, or you can think of them as the courts that had the villains on trial. The judicial branch interprets the laws. There are 3 court systems in the judicial branch. The lower court is called the district court, and they look at any case that is submitted to them. This court has the power of original jurisdiction, or the power to try something for the first time. They also have a judge and a jury to help them make a final decision. The middle court is known as the Court of Appeals. They review the lower court's decision. They have the power to remand or send down a trial back to the lower courts. They also have the power to appellate jurisdiction, or the ability to review a trial. The highest court is the Supreme Court. They can choose cases they want to hear depending on how important they are. They choose whether or not to do a case by the Rule of 4. This means that 4 out of the 9 justices have to agree to do the case. The Supreme Court has the power of both original jurisdiction and appellate jurisdiction. To be a Supreme Court justice, you had to be selected by the President and voted upon by the Senate.